Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to zero in on a really common thing in MongoDB, writing a query and getting back way too much data. We're going to learn how to make our requests cleaner, faster, and just a whole lot more precise. Let's jump in.
So you've been there, right? You run a simple query to find, say, a student's test scores, and bam, MongoDB sends you back their entire document, every single field. It's a classic case of data overload. Definitely sounds familiar, I'm sure.
Well, today, we're going to fix that. We're going to trade that data fire hose for more of a surgical scalpel. Let's learn how to tell MongoDB exactly what we want and absolutely nothing more.
Okay, first up, shaping your query results. This is all about taking back control. It's where we tell MongoDB precisely what our data should look like when it comes back to us. And look, this isn't just about making things look tidy, it's a huge performance win. Less data over the wire means a faster, much snappier app.
And the main tool for this job? It's called a projection document. The easiest way to think about it is like a blueprint you hand over to MongoDB. You just list the fields you want to see or the ones you want to hide, and it builds the result exactly to your specs.
So how does this actually work in practice? Let's get into the syntax. You'll see it's surprisingly simple, but trust me, it's incredibly powerful.
The basic rule is really simple. To include a field, you just set its value to 1. So here, we're telling MongoDB, hey, find the student named John, but then we're adding, I only want to see the marks and result fields. That's literally it.
But hold on a second. You're probably looking at that result and thinking, wait a minute, I didn't ask for the _ID field, so why is it there? Well, that's just a thing MongoDB does. It includes the _ID by default because it's the document's unique key. It kind of assumes you'll always want it, unless you specifically tell it not to.
So how do we tell it not to? You guessed it, by explicitly setting ID to 0. This is you telling MongoDB, thanks, but no thanks, I don't need the ID this time. Just by adding that ID 0 to our projection, we get a perfectly clean result with only the fields we actually asked for.
You can also totally flip this logic on its head. Instead of listing what you want, you can list what you don't want by setting fields to 0. This basically tells MongoDB, give me everything except for these specific fields. This is a fantastic way to trim down really big documents without having to list out dozens of fields you want to keep.
But what happens if the data you want is nested inside another field? No problem at all. Dot notation is going to be your best friend here. You can use it to pinpoint a specific field inside an embedded document. Like here, we're asking for just the English marks without having to pull back that entire marks object. Super useful.
Okay, so we've mastered precision in the shape of our results. Now let's apply that same level of precision to actually finding our results. We're going to tackle a challenge that every single developer runs into. How to handle data that's null, or maybe doesn't even exist at all.
You know, this is such a crucial distinction. In your database, does a user have a middle name field that's explicitly set to null, or does that middle name field just not exist on their document at all? These are two totally different states, and to query for them, you need different tools.
So if you just run a simple query like name equals null, MongoDB kind of tries to be helpful, and it matches both scenarios. It'll find documents where the name field is actually null, and it'll find documents where that name field is completely missing. Now, that can be useful sometimes, but it can also be dangerously imprecise if you're not expecting it.
So how do we get more precise? Let's put the broad search right next to our more targeted tools and see the difference.
Okay, check this out. On the left, you see our broad catch-all name equals null query. But on the right, we've got two powerhouse operators. The type operator lets us find fields that actually exist and are specifically the null type. And then the exists operator lets us find documents where the field is completely gone.
So, to find fields that are present but explicitly set to null, we check their BSON type. BSON is the binary format MongoDB uses under the hood, and type number 10 is reserved specifically for the null value. Using this is hyper-specific. It guarantees you're only finding fields that were intentionally set to null. And for the total opposite case, when you need to find documents that are missing a field entirely, the $exists false operator is absolutely the perfect tool. This query isn't going to match fields that are null. It will only find documents where that name field was never even defined in the first place.
Phew, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's consolidate all of this into a clear, simple toolkit that you can take with you for your next project.
So, just remember these 4 essential techniques. Shape your results with projection.
Drill into your nested data with dot notation. Find those truly null values with $sign type 10 and find what's missing with $exists false. I promise, mastering these will make your queries so much more efficient.
So, as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with this question. Think about the queries you write every day. After what you've just seen here, how are you going to make your next query more efficient and way more precise?
And that is our look at precision querying in MongoDB. If this helped you sharpen your skills, hey, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more explainers on the tools that we use every day. Thanks for watching.